Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, do you have any doubt till the last class? If do you have any doubt, you can ask. Unmute your mic and ask. No? Nobody has any doubt? Okay. So, may I start today's class? Okay. In today's class, we will discuss about C out and C in object in C++. C out and C in object in C++. First start with C out. What is C out? You have seen in the program in previous class we use these two objects C in and C out. Basically, C out is used for printing the message on console, and C in object we used for reading or taking the inputs from user. Okay, so start with our first object, which is C out, which is similar to printf function in C. You have worked in printf function of in C, which is used for printing a message on screen. We used function in C because C is a function oriented programming language. So that's our, and there's a many function we use predefined function used for our purposes, reading the message, reading the values from user, or printing a message. For printing a message we used printf function. From reading a value from user we used scanf function. Okay, but as you know, C++ is an object oriented programming language, so we will use object for reading or printing a message on screen. So cout is very similar to printf in C. It is a predefined object. As you know, cout is an object, it's not a function, it's an object. When we create an object or we see the object, its object should be belongs to some class. As object, there is an existence of object when it belongs to some class. Suppose there is an apple is an object. This object is belongs to fruit class, then its object has a meaning. Okay, so as you know, cout is an object, so there must be a class from your cout is belongs. So it belongs to o stream class. O stream is the class of object cout. Okay, and this o stream class is a class of io stream.h header file. Your this o stream class is belongs to It's a part of this iostream.h header file. So when we use this cout object, we have to include this header file in our program. So we start a C++ program, we include this header file iostream.h, because your this object cout is belongs to this header file. Okay, so whatever you write in this cout
चलिए
object,
आइए स्ट्रीम क्या है
iostream iostream is a header file. It's contain many classes and predefined functions. So this class ostream is belongs to, or it resides in this header file. So whenever we use this object cout, we have to include this header file, because it's residing in, under this header file. Okay, and whenever you write any message or any variable, it will be print on console means the screen. When we run our program, a black screen is pop up. That screen we called it console window. So what you write inside cout object, it will be printed on that console window. So cout refers console output, or console print the message in console window. Okay, on our monitor or our screen. Okay, so cout, what we write inside cout, it will be print on our console window, which is a black screen pop up after executing our program. Okay, and cout is both uh, cout perform both formatted and unformatted operation. Means what the operation we have formatted or unformatted cout object will perform. We will see how what is the meaning of formatted and formatted operation when we actually run the program. Okay, and there is no need to require to specify the format specifier, as we used in printf. There's no need to specify any format specifier. It has implicit conversion. Means what the type of your object, it will automatically convert according to the format, as we seen in printf. What the user is entering or printing, we set percent %d or percent %f or percent %c, we have to define. But in the case of cout, there is no need to define any format specifier. It will understand by itself, and accordingly it will converge. Means there is an implicit conversion. Okay, there is an implicit conversion. Means automatically it convert according to the format of your variable. Okay, so this point is clear. If it is decimal, in the C we have to define percent %d, or if it is float value, we define percent %f, or character percent %c. But in case of cout, there is no need to define any format specifier. You just write the variable, it automatically print. Okay, so let's see the what is the syntax of your cout syntax. We will write cout object name, and this two times less than operator we will write, and inside this we will write our text, what we want to print, or which variable we want to print. Means variables, which variables, or even we can write direct expression here. Okay, so this is the simple syntax of your cout object. Right, cout less than two times, then text, what text you want to print, or variable, or expression. Okay, this is two times less than operator we called in C++ is insertion operator. In C++, we called this operator as a insertion operator or output operator. You can even call this operator as the output operator. So we have to follow this syntax: cout less than two times, and what the message you want to print, or which variable you want to print, or directly you can even write the expression and semicolon. Let's see example how you can write cout two times less than and write your message like object oriented programming. You want to print this message object oriented programming, then double quote semicolon. So this message which is written inside this two quotation mark, it will print on your console window. Okay, if you want to print a variable, we can write even print text, variable, and expression. So let's see how we can print a variable. So before we print the variable, we have to declare. So I have declared one variable int a and just assign the value 100. Next variable I just take float, like variable name says suppose f, and inside this there's a value 50.50, and third variable I'm taking suppose character x, and assigning inside I am this value a. Okay, now I want to print this variable on our console. So I will write cout as our object name, then direct you can set your variable just a. Suppose I write the a and semicolon, so it will print the value of a, which is 100. So it will print value 100 here as the output. It will print 100. I do not need to specify the particular format of a. I'm not writing percent %d because the type of a is integer. And the next cout, I want to print this value of f variable. So I just write two times less than f. So value of f it will print. I'm not writing percent %f because the type of this variable f is float. Suppose I want to print the value of x. So I'm just writing x and semicolon. So value of x is a will print. I'm not specifying format specifier here because it has implicit conversion. It automatically convert what is the type of your variable. There is no need to mention. Okay. If suppose we print this message in C, so what is the expression for C? I will write printf. Then I have to mention the type of variable is integer, so I will write percent %d and variable name. Okay, so now it will print 100. If not, if I write here percent at the instead of d I write f, it will produce error because type of a is d and I write f. Okay, but in case of C++, there is no need to mention. Suppose I want to print the value of f, I will write percent %d percent %f because it's a float, then f, then semicolon. Okay. For character I will write printf percent %c and character value, which is variable name is x. Okay, so this expression this syntax we used for C, but in C++ we will write in this way: cout and less than two times. It's an insertion operator, and then followed by your variable name. Okay, or even you can write direct expression under cout. Just write, and suppose I want 10 plus 15 into 2. This expression I will write. It will print the message. What is the output? 10 plus 15 multiplied by 2, 30 plus 10, 40. 40 it will be produced as the output. Okay. So this is the uh, syntax of cout object. Cout insertion operator. You can write text, or you can write variables, or you can write expression. Okay. So see the example. Let's create a program. Before we start the program, we have to include some header file. Write include. Which header file we include for cout? IO stream. So IO stream dot h. There's no need to mention standard, and using name space standard, our main method, which is void main. I'm just writing cout object oriented programming. Okay. So I just print. First compile this code. Before compiling, I have to save cout x.cpp. Extension is cpp for C++ program. It is producing as cout is not declared in this scope. Okay. Stack int 0. No, cout is not. Let's see this. What? One minute. So, let's see here. Just see in this program. I just include our header file using namespace standard, then a main method, and main method I just write cout or object name, insertion operator, and in the this quotation mark I just write our message which we want to print. Execute this program means compile this code, then execute. And as you can see, the message object oriented programming, this black window we called as console window. So what the message we write inside this cout object, it will print on our console window. Okay. Okay. Or how I can print a variable. So I declare one variable a, type int, and value assigned is 100. And another I take one variable f and assign some value, just suppose 90.99, and a character variable x and assign this or initialize this variable as a. Let's print this variable cout a, cout f, cout x. Let's compile this code and run this code. As you can see, there is a message 100. We have to separate. So how we can separate? Using um, backslash n. We can separate. Now run this code. Give one minute. Yeah. Backslash this code. Execute and run. Yeah, this, you can see the result. Object-oriented programming 190 and A. Okay. So in this way, we can write a message on our console window. So print our message on our console window. The next operator is cin. Cin. Cin, if you consider cin is a console input and cout is a console output. Console means that black window. So console input or console output. Again, cin is an object. It is an object. This objects belong to iStream class. This objects cin is a object of iStream class, and this class residing in IOStream header file. Okay, and it will take the inputs from always standard input. Standard input means keyboard. Means you can give the input to our program using keyboard using this object cin. Okay, so let's the syntax of this cin object. You will write cin. Here you will write 2 times greater than greater than. In cout we use less than, and for cin we will write greater than greater than, then your variable names for which you are taking the values from user. Variable name, or if you are taking the multiple variables, then uh, again you will write variables, which variables you are taking till the last variable you are taking, in semicolon close. Okay, so this operator greater than 2 times is we called in programming as a extraction operator. Extraction operator in programming, this greater than. And cout operator we called insertion operator. Here we called extraction operator or input operator. Input operator. In cout we called as output operator. In cin, this operator is greater than, called we can also call it as a input operator. See again one example of cin.
हेलो
हाँ बोलो
सर लैब का टाइम हो गया सर
थोड़ा लाउडली बोलना.
सर लैब मुझे लैब का
लैब का टाइम हो गया।
बेटा 5 मिनट बस. Example, you can write C in. Before C in, what the value we are getting from the user, you have to declare. Okay. So just suppose I am declaring a variable int a and one variable float b. I want to get this value of a and b from user, so I will write C in operator greater than a, then greater than b. So what the value user entered first, it will store in this variable a, and then after what the value entered, it will store in variable b. So in this way we can take the values from user side. Okay, but in C we used scanf function for reading the value. The syntax is %d, and if you the second value you are reading, we will write %f, then address of a and address of b. This is the syntax for C, but in C++ you directly will write C in greater than variable name a separated by greater than variable second b. Okay, so see the example how we can read the value from user. This program I just make coded. Start with main method. I just declare two variable age and name. I'm just asking from user to please enter your name. This message will print using cout object, and what the value user will enter, I am reading this value in the name variable using cin object. Cin greater than this is the extraction operator and name. So the what the value entered by user, it will store in name variable. And the next, enter your age, and what the age entered by user, it will store in this variable using cin operator, and I will print this value using cout object. The first I just write your name is, and then variable name, what the value of name it will print here. And this handle I will discuss in the next class. Handle is the operator used for ending the line. The next line again printing the age is entered by user. Just let's compile this code and run this code, and as you can see it is asking for, as you can see it's asking for enter your name. Suppose your name is Rohit, you entered Rohit, and is again the program is asking what is your age. Suppose your age is
सर
22 year, then it will printing the message your name is Rohit and your age is 22. हाँ बोलो.
अभी लैब हमारी
हाँ बस. So write your attendance in chat. TT student write X and TC student write Y in chat. So write the attendance and leave the class. After writing the attendance, leave the class. After writing attendance, you can leave the class. Students write the attendance. After writing the attendance, you can leave the class. TT student write X and TC student write Y in attendance. I'm closing the meeting if you have written the attendance. Okay, thank you. I'm closing this meeting.